Wow.
Hey, and by the way, I just have to point this out. I saw her walk in a little bit late, but can you please stand right up? We work your fanny pack, girl. Work that fanny pack. Yes, babe. Love that. Love that. Okay, guys, well, I am super grateful to talk to you today. I am actually even more grateful for the plus ones in the room because my training actually highly involves you. So let's get to it. Oh, I gotta do this. Okay, so a lot of you guys might not know this, but I actually, I started with my husband. So me and my husband used to do this job together. And we were talking, and when I knew that this was going to be a plus one event, I was like, I really think that we have something to add because, believe it, like, I know that I have a different dynamic than most of the people in this room, but that's why I have a really unique perspective to add on this topic, and I hope that it will help you and your spouse at home, or you and your family at home, to better navigate this job, because I know it's not always easy, okay? And Chandler, it still applies to you, okay? Okay, I know if you don't have a significant other, you still have to listen, because you will one day. And I want you to write these things down, and I want you to take notes, make sure you implement them, because it will help you, okay? So it's really important that, you know, as a couple, you find a common goal. Because you want to make sure that this common goal, it really outlines what role you play in this common goal, you and your significant other. So this job has a lot of hard aspects of it, right? We have the it's emotionally draining, it's very mentally draining. There's late nights, the phone constantly rings, and you're on opposite schedules most of the time, right? So if you guys have a common goal, it makes the effort that both of you put in extremely purposeful, okay? You guys are both working towards an extremely purposeful thing that both of you agree on. And this is what makes all of these sacrifices worth it. They're all worth it if you guys are working towards that one goal, okay? You're both sacrificing together. And your common goal will bring a lot of harmony to the household. But you have to keep reminding yourself of that and reminding your significant other of that common goal. Okay, whether you put a vision board, you talk about it daily, you have your kids remind yourself of it. Whatever you gotta do, you have to make sure you're talking about it constantly, right? So we're going to talk about a couple of aspects of that. The biggest thing, I'm going to talk about the Vivint Solar Rep and then the significant other side of it, okay? So as a Vivint Solar Rep, we have a lot of flexibility, probably more flexibility than you've ever had in a job, okay? And as the significant other, you have to really focus on not abusing. You're like, they can just come home, they're just knocking. They're just knocking, right? They can come home for a second. It'll be just fine. No, it ruins their whole day. Their whole day. So you as the Vivint Solar Rep have to set some kind of expectation on your schedule. You also have to communicate that expectation to the other person. And as the significant other, you have to understand that they cannot always control their schedule. Their schedule is highly controlled by the customer, unfortunately. And that calls for late nights, calls for unexpected phone calls. You know, as a significant other, you have to understand it comes with the job. It's a high-paying job, okay? And you have to put systems in place. So I myself found out that I can't call my husband between 2 and 7 because what is he gonna do? He's gonna talk me into coming home, okay? He's a salesman. I can't call him. And I told him, don't call me. Do not call me between 2 and 7 in a day. You just can't. That's our system. And him as a significant other, he has to honor that because we're working towards that common goal. the other really hard part about this job, and it's mentally and emotionally draining. As a Vivint Solar rep, we have this tendency to not be vulnerable, but I challenge you to be vulnerable with your significant other. Tell them about what happened that day. And make sure that you don't bring the bad doors home with you. Okay, it's just like the property line. You have to leave it at that property. Don't bring it home with you. It's harder said than done, but you have to have some kind of reset in that car before you walk in those doors at home. And do things together that lift you up before you go. Josh and I used to work out in the mornings, but we actually like to work out at nights now because I come home with all this energy and I don't know what to do with it. So we got to work out at night. So, but you as the significant other, okay. He's very sexy, all right. I get it, yes. Yes. Okay? So as the significant other, you have to be there to fill their cup, okay? Emotionally and mentally. And whatever else you got in your mind there, okay? Understand that your interactions affect their consequences. Their confidence on the doors. If you guys have a fight before they go out on the doors, how's that day gonna go?
No one.
Pretty bad, right? And I understand it's harder said than done to hold things back until the end of the night, but it will change your income, promise you. Change your income. And they really need that confidence to be successful. You're that person in their life that they need that confidence from, so they need it more than ever. And the last thing, don't let work be the third wheel, okay? When Josh and I were working together, this was something that we really struggled with, and it was super hard. Probably one of the hardest things we've ever gone through. If you're constantly on your phone around your family, that's a problem. Try to put your phone away. This was something I really struggled with. I am a workaholic. That's like a big problem of mine, okay? So I have to really focus on leaving my phone in the car on dates. But it's changed our dating life, and it's worth it. And there is power in voicemail. You can leave the phone call to go to voicemail. And nowadays, your little text message will transcribe it for you, so it's even better. As the significant other, you have to understand this is different than a clock in, clock out job. They can't just clock out and no one's going to call them the rest of the night. It's an all-consuming job, so it just comes with it. But thank goodness, we make a really good income. We have a good lifestyle. We grow every day. But understand that they do have to be available when customers are available, and it is just part of the job. So I have a huge challenge for you guys. Okay, I want to know how many significant others in the room have ever gone out with their spouse, gone out knocking with their spouse. Okay. Raise your hand, big and high. How many have actually pitched a door? Alright. We got a couple of hands, I'm proud of you.
That's cool.
I have a challenge for you. I think the reason why Josh and I, Josh really understands how it works. He's been through a whole day of start rejections, he's been through the cancels, he's been through it all with me. And so this was a picture in 2014, us going knocking together for the first time. So I want you guys to go out knocking with your spouse, Vivint Solar rep. I want you to let them take a door. Dead serious. Okay?
That's a burned door
This will change your life. And I want you guys to add me on Instagram and post a picture. Because you need to walk in their shoes. This is a really hard job. But you as a significant other, they can't do this without you. Unsuccessful people, they are not capable, they are not driven, and they are not disciplined. Successful people are capable, are driven, and are disciplined. But successful couples, they are capable, they are both capable, they are both driven, and they are both disciplined. Do this together, guys, and I promise it will change your relationship and your life.
Woo!